is up, XRP gladiators? Mr. Free Coiner here. I am back again. No, I've been out for a minute, but I'm back. I want to start off by saying I'm not a financial analyst, just giving my opinions here. So I wanted to talk about the FX Choice article. I actually got an email from this company because I had an account with them, and I still get emails from them every now and then. But for them to start using XRP is absolutely awesome. This is just some of the beginnings of it. There are tons of these exchanges out there, so the more of them that pick up XRP, of course, it's going to just make it that much better. When I initially set up my account with them, I actually funded my account in fiat, which took days to actually get there. It was really a pain. But using XRP, having it settle in just minutes, is going to be absolutely wonderful for this industry. Now, here, as you already know, you guys may have already seen some videos about this, but coming from someone who actually worked with that company, I can tell you that using XRP is going to be a huge upgrade. I wish I had it. I wish I had the ability to use XRP, because there were a couple times I wanted to go ahead and pull out, and it was going to take, either if I'm using fiat, it's going to take days. Using Bitcoin at that particular time, because it was around the time that the bull run had happened, it was going to be the same thing. It was going to take a day or two. So using XRP, man, that would have been so great. I definitely would not have lost the money that I did, but it is what it is. This is that, Forex or cryptocurrency, or anytime you're dealing with this type of business or industry, you're very likely to lose money. So anyway, that being said, I'm just going to read this sentence here. The world's second largest Forex broker, Forex.com, also offers XRP and Bitcoin trading. SimpleFX and NordFX have also entered the crypto market. So yeah, as you can see, there are going to be more and more that get added on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that we don't know about, just like I said before. And this is actually, it seems to me that it's an organic, addition or entering of the market of a different industry. So, we're going to start seeing more and more of this. Companies and institutions are going to start seeing the benefit of using XRP. The fact that it is XRP is on board with all the regulators and all of that stuff. Who would not use it? It's going to increase the bottom line, and that's just all that can be said. So any company that does not eventually come to XRP, it's their loss. And the thing is that also, as we move on, I'm going to go ahead and go into this next article. This is Corey Johnson, Ripple cross-border transactions. Transparency is its tipping point. Corey Johnson. So, guys, I can tell you this. I've been in the IT industry for, almost 20 years. It's actually, no, I take that back. It was 20 years this year. I started out in 98, and we have come so far. I know a lot of you probably already know this, but coming from a technician, coming from a support aspect, I can tell you some of the computers that we got back in, say, like 2000, 2001, they were, compared to this, what we have now, it's really kind of laughable. We had to start somewhere, but we had some older Toshibas that were maybe like a couple years old, and some of the hard drives, we're talking like 100 megabyte hard drives, 80 megabyte hard drives. A lot of these computers had on them. They were using like 50 megabyte of memory. That type of stuff. It was so absolutely laughable. There were no USB thumb drives or any of that stuff. We had class 3, I think, PCMCIA hard drives. That's actually one of the first things I actually was introduced to back then. I'm sure you guys may not know what that is, but I don't know if you guys remember the modems that for a laptop that you'd have to push in there, and you hook it up to a phone line, and you got all that thing when you connect. Well, the class 3 hard drive was actually a hard drive that you pushed in there, and it took up both of the slots. So, and you could it gave you maybe 50 megabyte of space. But back then, it's very rare you had a file that was more than like a meg. I mean, maybe 2 meg. That was really really kind of large actually back then. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say this. Today, you look at the internet, you look at your internet connection. I mean, a lot of us have fiber, if not the majority of us have fiber coming straight to our homes. Back then, fiber was only used by companies. I mean, it was so expensive at the time. And it was only, we're only talking about 10 megabit, maybe 100 megabit. And even to that, I mean, well, fiber I think was a bit higher, but the majority was going to be coax. So, I mean, it's a far cry from what we're dealing with today. So what I'm trying to say is the ramp up for cryptocurrency, for XRP in particular, the usage is simply waiting on adoption. For people to really realize that it's much easier to transfer money or whatever it is they're doing using cryptocurrency. Say you want to top up a credit card or something like that. It's going to the banks. They may not actually see it on the consumer side, but the bank is going to actually have that money a lot quicker. It's going to reduce a lot of friction, as has already been mentioned. So the highway's built. We just need the traffic, which is coming, and it's only going to be a matter of months, for this to actually happen. I'm telling you, it's only going to be a matter of months. The amount of coverage, the amount of media coverage that we're getting now, it's going to take very little time. So I digress. Let's go ahead and get into these articles. Like I said, this is, Corey Johnson again. He's great talker. He has a lot to say, of course, about Ripple, and a lot of great things. I mean, I love listening to him whenever he has to say. It's kind of like listening to Brad. But anyway, I'll go ahead and read this. What he said here. As you know, for all the globalization that we have with our stuff and goods that gets shipped in containers all over the world, and all the globalization of our data, which is instantaneously moving all over the world at super low cost, we move money like it's 1973, and that leg of globalization hasn't happened. That's so true. I mean, here we are at the very beginnings of this, and a lot of people compare it to the late 90s, mid 90s maybe, the internet. But it's a very different thing, because like I said, the infrastructure is already there. The internet's already built. Like I said, the highway is built. We just need the traffic for people, basically people using cryptocurrency, which is going to happen. I mean, as we see, it is picking up. So let's go ahead and go to the next article here. This basically Coinbase, as you probably have already heard, Coinbase has listed quotations several coins. I think it was like 45 coins, but it's not a true listing. They have just put them up for eye candy. I mean, essentially that's all it is, just a way to say, hey, we got them on here. But this is it. This is exactly how it looks right here. You cannot trade it. You can't do anything. So when they'll actually open that up, no way to know. They did put out a tweet here. While one of our top customer requests has been to add support for many new digital assets, we have been determining how to do this in compliant and secure way that maintains the standards of our customers, that our customers have come to expect. So, I mean, we know it doesn't take that long. They're, for whatever reason, they're holding out, or really, who cares at this point? So that's really it. I don't want to go too far into this. I mean, there's no news really. I mean, they just put some tickers up about, concerning the coins. So that's it. That's really all that's happened. Now, go ahead and get into the philanthropy that Ripple actually gets into, which is awesome. I think they, I think that this is very good PR for Ripple, for just the whole space, or for this team. It's just really good stuff when you have a company that's willing to put that money out there, and for good causes and whatnot. I mean, yeah, who knows if they're doing it from the goodness of their hearts. It really doesn't matter. The fact is they are doing it. So actions, to me, speaks a whole lot louder than words. So, I mean, I think them adding or giving $105 million away for education, I mean, that's pretty awesome. If you guys want to check these articles out, I'll go ahead and add them to the description. Again, I don't want to read them. I mean, already we're sitting at like 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes. And, I've only gone over, 3 articles. So anyway, guys, thank you again for being a part of this journey with me. I definitely would not have expected to get even as far as I have. I mean, I do really appreciate it. I hope we can continue on together when we get on the other side of this, and just to see how things change once we have started hitting those higher amounts of in price of XRP. So guys, I really look forward to moving along with you, and just stick with me, and let's get there together. Again, this has been Mr. Free Coiner. Guys, have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whenever it is that you're listening to this, and take care of yourselves. God bless.